Yes folks, welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time to look back at the first block of fixtures this season and rate Celtic's start out of 10. I know it's been difficult this week getting through the international break. I can't believe how poor international football is. These international breaks seem like a month, never mind a week or two. It's so bad. I'm struggling to even come up with a phrase to just sum up how bad international football is these days.
Shocking. I am disgusted with it.
So I wanted to bring you a quick Celtic video, bring you back to normality, and hopefully we'll get through the international break as quickly as we can. But before we get started today, we've got big news. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. The OneFootball app is the best football app that I've ever used. It's free, it's on all the places that you get your apps, regardless of what phone you've got. It lets you pick your favourite team. You can see fixtures, results, you can see transfer news, transfer rumours. They've also got a brilliant wee section for done deals as well. So if you're arguing with your mates about how much money we've spent, you can go back and see all of the done deals this summer, how much money we've spent, which is good this season by the way. They've also got lineup notifications. You can get push notifications when the lineups are announced on game days. You can also go in and see all the Scottish Premiership stats as well, top goal scorers, who's got the most yellow cards. You can see the standard league table as well, of course. And if you're not at the game, or you're missing the game for some reason, or even if you just want to keep tabs on another game, you can set push notifications for goal updates as well. You can download the app by clicking the link in the description of this video. As I say, it's the best football app I've ever used, so get involved. Click the link below to download it and let me know what you think of it. We'll start on the pitch, of course. That is the most important. I think the start to the league season, the first game against Hamilton was really good. I thought we played some brilliant stuff. We obviously won very convincingly. Edouard was supreme. He got a hat-trick. We played really well. Going forward then, the second week of the season, we obviously had that starter against Kilmarnock. We were really poor that day. A lot of teams that we've seen before in these away games on plastic pitches, physical strikers, Groundhog Day a wee bit. We then laboured a bit against Dundee United. We needed a late winner from Ajeti to get the 3 points that day. And then obviously the 3-0 win against Motherwell before we finished up for the international break, where at times we weren't brilliant. We obviously had the no striker situation in the first half, but you seen the difference when Klimala came on and then Ajeti late in the game, getting another goal off the bench. The big talking point from the first block of fixtures of the season was obviously the exit for the Champions League. Going out to Ferencváros, we know that was really disappointing. We've talked over it at length, and I'm sure people watching this video are going to will me not to go over old ground, but it was really poor. We're now into the third qualifying round for the Europa League, so we've got 2 rounds to even get to the group stages of the Europa League. An earlier exit than it even was last season, so there's no getting away from the fact that was really poor. We know that. I think looking at it overall, looking at the games overall, we know August can be difficult. I keep talking about the last few Augusts. They've been terrible for us really. When you think about on the field and off the field. So it's nothing that we can't get by, but it's definitely been a mixed bag on the park so far in this first block of fixtures. Off the field, we've obviously had some strange things happening off the field as well. Obviously the big one was Bolingoli going to Spain, no telling MD, then playing against Kilmarnock. We then missed 2 games. The games against St Mirren and Aberdeen were postponed. There was a time where we thought we weren't going to be able to play those games to next year. Turns out the St Mirren game has been rescheduled for the 16th of September now, so that's not so bad. Obviously it leaves us 2 games behind, and you want to get points on the board and try and set the pace early doors. We wanted to get a good start, and after the disappointing result at Kilmarnock and then that news breaking to then the 2 postponements, it was really disappointing for us. So that was a nightmare off the field. And we also had the Lee Griffiths situation, which everybody knows about, where he was left in Scotland for fitness reasons when the team went to France for pre-season. Then we came back, he played in the friendly against Hibs. He looked good. Didn't look unfit to me. I don't think he looked unfit to MD. Neil Lennon then said he was really happy with the work he'd put in. He looks in the best condition he's ever seen him in, and then we've not seen him since. We know it's a calf strain. Well, we think it's a calf strain. We keep getting told it's a calf strain, but we haven't seen him since that friendly. It just seems to be this ongoing saga with Lee Griffiths where nobody knows where he stands with the club, with the manager. Is he going to get his place back in the team? We've been linked with a lot of strikers. We've brought Ajeti in. Klimala's came in and moved up the pecking order. We've still got Edouard there just now, so he's the main man. Having spent 5 million on Ajeti, you don't know if Lee Griffiths is going to get back in and move back up the pecking order because of all this off the field stuff, his fitness issues. It just seems to be never ending with Lee Griffiths. So I think off the field it's been a disappointing start to the season. The Lee Griffiths thing is fine. It is what it is. We're used to dealing with that. The Bolingoli thing was an absolute shambles. So off the field it's been a crazy start to the season, to be honest. And of course, the big thing at this time of year is the transfer business. I'm actually delighted with what we've done so far. We've brought in Barkas for 5 million. We've brought in Ajeti for 5 million. We've finally signed David Turnbull, and we've got Shane Duffy in loan now. I think the signings that we've made so far have been very, very good. This window, I know there's still a month of it left, and nobody's really left yet. Nobody of note has left yet. But this window could be the best window that Celtic have had for years. And that's really encouraging because we know this is a big season. We were willing, the club, to get the deals right, to bring in the right quality, to just push us over that line to the historic 10 in a row. And I think we've made a brilliant start in terms of the transfer business. Okay, as I said, it's early. There's still a month left of the window. No big players, no big first team players have moved yet. There is rumours surrounding guys like Ayer and even Edouard in recent weeks. Edouard's the big one that we have to keep a hold of. Hopefully he is going to sign a new contract sometime soon. We've been saying that for 4 or 5 months now though, and it doesn't look any closer. So that's maybe a little bit of a worry. I think the club will sell someone, whether it be Ayer or Ncham, somebody to recoup some of the outlay that they've had. We know that Celtic like to keep the net spend around about zero. I think if you look at the last 10-15 years of transfer business, the net spend is close to zero. So if we've outlaid the best part of say 12 million between Ajeti, Barkas and Turnbull, and then 2 million for Duffy's loan fee, you're talking the best part of £15 million already. So I would expect someone to leave, and as I say, there's plenty of time for that. There's still a month until the transfer window shuts, so I do think some players will leave. Hopefully, as I say, it's not the main men, the likes of Odsonne Edouard, Callum McGregor, nobody like that. I don't expect it to be anyone like that, as I say. Maybe Ncham, maybe Ayer. We'll need to wait and see what happens, but I'm delighted. As I say, I'm absolutely delighted with the transfer window so far, and hopefully if we can keep a hold of those big players, Edouard particularly, this could be the best Celtic transfer window for years, maybe the best one that I've ever seen. So taking all that into consideration, it's time to rate the start to the season so far out of 10. As I say, I'm delighted with the transfer stuff. On the pitch, we've been indifferent. I think we've had some good games, we've had some poor games. We've not been absolutely scintillating, but it hasn't been absolutely disastrous. We've got the points on the board. We had a disappointing result, Kilmarnock, but other than that, we've got maximum points. But overall, if I was going to mark it out of 10 based on that first July-August block, I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Let us know what you think below. If you're to mark Celtic start out of 10, let us know in the comments. Like the video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please remember to go and check out the OneFootball app. Click the link in the description and download it. It is absolutely brilliant, you won't regret it. And we'll see you next week for the build up to Ross County away. Cheers.